Hey Pokemon fans, Tamashii here. Right now I'm without internet, so I can't really do the types of videos that I normally do, which involve not only research, but also I have to, download images and stuff to put into them, and I can't really communicate with my editor right now, so I kind of have to do something else this week. So sorry, this might not be what you subscribe for, but it's this or nothing right now. Hopefully next week I'll be able to get back to normal, but right now my boyfriend is sick, so next week I'll probably be sick, so you'll hear from me or you won't. But after that I'll be back to normal, I promise. So, instead of a regular old video this week, I'm going to be doing a tag video, and I thought what better way to keep it Pokemon related than to find a Pokemon tag to do from the internet. So, this one's actually from DeviantArt, so probably not a lot of YouTubers have done this one. Yeah, so let's get started. First question, which type of Pokemon is your favorite? I like bug-type Pokemon. The inspiration for Pokemon came from Satoshi Tajiri catching bugs in his childhood, so I think that bug types, while they may not be very many and they may not have a ton of good Pokemon to pick from, there are some really good bugs out there and I really like using them. Which is your favorite region? I like Hoenn. I know a lot of people don't dig the half land, half water thing, but I really do. I also just really like how diverse it is and that there's a lot of different things to explore in Hoenn, from tropical jungles to forests to small towns to big port cities and all sorts of different landscapes. Volcanoes, yeah, and you name it, Hoenn probably has it, except for snow. Which Pokemon games do you have? As you can see behind me, I have brought them all out for you to look at for your viewing pleasure. I'm not going to go through them all, but that's all I've got. I used to have more, but when Justin and I broke up, we sort of split custody of a few games, so he has some of the games I used to have. Sorry, that's not funny. And if you're wondering why I have 3 copies of White 2, it's because they were on clearance at Target, so I picked up a lot for $10 each. In the games, which gender do you normally play as? I usually play as a girl when it's available, just because you don't really get that option in too many games. So when I do have the option, I tend to choose it. Do you watch the anime? No. I used to watch it probably up till about Gen 3. I missed a lot of the Johto journeys because I wasn't allowed to watch Pokemon because my sister had control over the television when I was a kid, and Pokemon was no-no because it was not cool. But yeah, so once I was able to sort of pick what I wanted to watch for myself, when I got to about middle school, I'd run home every day to watch the Advanced Adventures, so yeah, I watched up till there, and then the voice actor switch happened, and that really bothered me, because when you're like 12 or 13, change really bugs you. So that was a big problem for me, so I really didn't like Diamond and Pearl and anything after that, because Ash didn't sound right to me. But my little brother started watching in Gen 5, so every now and then when I'm over at my dad's house, I'll watch it with him, and it really doesn't bother me anymore that the voices are different, mostly because the cast is so different now. How many seen in the Pokédex of your latest game? I don't know. I haven't actually played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that much, because I got all preoccupied in making sure all of my Pokemon are ready to transfer over, since they have move tutors in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so I've actually been playing my X version recently so that I can enjoy my X Pokemon in Oris fully. But well, since Oris isn't actually what's in my 3DS right now, I'll just give you my scene count from X. I have seen 667 and I've obtained 651. Oh, the next question was how many caught in that Pokédex, so I've already answered that one. Do you even like Pokemon? Well, it's okay. Do you collect the trading cards? I have a ton of trading cards, and yeah, so the way I collect them is kind of very childish, because I still sort of think about Pokemon cards the same way as I did when I was a kid, just to keep it fun for myself. because if I think about it from an adult collecting perspective, everything I own is worthless. So I like to have one at least of every species, and then I don't tend to hang on to doubles because I don't trade with anybody anymore. Okay, first up, this is probably the only collector's card I have. This is a Japanese Neo 2 promo set Holo Pikachu, and I think it's, what's the grading? I don't know. It's graded to be by the BCCG to be 10, and this was given to me in a Poke Crate for a sponsorship that I never actually did. Sorry. And this is a tin where I keep the doubles of my actual Pokemon. Mostly what's in here are Skitties and Pikachus, because I have so many Skitties and Pikachus that aren't even duplicates. They're like different cards from different sets that they will not fit in any binder no matter how I arrange them. So I just have them all stacked up in here. I also keep sealed things, like I have a couple sealed Ancient Mews in here. I have a sealed set of the first movie promos, that sort of thing. Yeah. I have 3 binders that I keep all of my Pokemon cards in. And I have them arranged by species and Pokedex number. So I have accumulated way too many cards because I've had fans send me their entire collections of Pokemon cards. And on top of that now, the Pokemon Company sometimes sends me Pokemon cards, most of which I tend to give away, but sometimes they'll just send me ones to keep. So I hang on to some of them, and yeah, I think I have one of every Pokemon from Gen 1. So basically what I do is, I just want to have one of every species, at least, and that is my goal for collecting. And I know that's kind of like a kid way to go about catching them all, because I don't collect sets. I don't go for full sets. I just keep my favorite of each on top, and ones from other sets underneath. Yeah, here we're in Johto. Oh, I'm missing one from Johto. Yeah. So this is how I collect trading cards, and I'm not going to go through all 3 binders because you get the idea. And the next question is, if you have the trading cards, do you play the game or just collect? I know how to play the game. Not at a competitive level, but I get the basic concept. But I've never really played because back in my elementary school, nobody cared about the trading card game as a game. We just wanted the shiny Charizard, basically. Once I got old enough to learn how to play it, I was in middle school, and nobody liked Pokemon anymore at my middle school, so there was nobody to play with, and I never really got into it. Plus, now that they have it so only certain sets are playable in the actual competitive trading card game, it gets really expensive because you have to make an entirely new deck every time they retire a set and that sort of thing. And the good cards are always the expensive cards. So on top of that, I never really found the competitive trading card game that fun because it sort of comes down to everyone using the same or similar deck and just the luck of who gets what pull at the right time, and that doesn't sound like that much fun to me. I'm sure that it's fun for a lot of people, but it's just not for me. Do you draw Pokemon? I do sometimes. I'll probably just show a bunch of pictures up on the screen instead of pulling them out to show you on camera, because that's not fun. But yeah, I draw from time to time. Mostly I just doodle. I'm trying to draw, at the moment, very slowly, all of my old Pokemon from Gen 3 that I still have. They're probably all 10 years old or more at this point, so I thought it would be cool to kind of have them all together in a family portrait style picture. But there are too many of them to fit in one picture. It's just too hard. I'd have to draw way small. So I've just been sort of splitting them up into groups based on size and drawing them all together that way. So I have a few drawings from that series now that I've finished. And once I'm done, I have other little groups of Pokemon that I've raised that I'd like to draw. So probably in the future I'll be posting more. I've got an album of my Pokemon doodles on Facebook, and I usually post them to Tumblr too when I finish them. What is your favorite Pokemon? Everybody already knows this. It's Skitty or Meowth. Your second favorite. What did I have on my top 10? I don't remember. This is hard. I don't remember what my second favorite was. I guess you can go back and watch that video, because I don't remember what I had ranked as my second favorite. What is your favorite legendary? Probably Mew or Jirachi. And your second favorite legendary? Whichever one isn't my favorite of Mew or Jirachi. Do you know what number 493 in the National Pokédex is? I'm pretty sure that's Arceus. Would you rather have a Meowth or a Growlithe? Meowth, duh. How many of your relatives like Pokemon? My dad plays Pokemon and my little brother plays Pokemon, and that's like one of my favorite things in the world, is that suddenly I have relatives that play, because growing up, my sister liked it while it was cool, but as soon as it wasn't cool anymore, you know, she got rid of all her Pokemon stuff. And my mom, it's really hard to get her to play any sort of video games, and I really don't think that she'd probably enjoy Pokemon if I got her to play it, so just my dad and my little brother, but I'm really happy that I can play with them. How often do you think about Pokemon? At least once a week, because I have to make a video about Pokemon every week. Probably more frequently. It sort of depends. I have little spikes in my interest in Pokemon just as a fan, and I mean, it's pretty consistent all year that I like Pokemon, because it's like my life, but there are some times when I'm more into it than others, and probably right now I'm a little bit less into it just because I have other things that I'm super excited about in my life. But I'm sure there'll be another spike at some point. Do you hide the fact that you like Pokemon from your real life friends? I don't hide it, I just don't like shove it in their faces, because a lot of them don't care about Pokemon, and you know, you never want to be the only one in a conversation who cares about what you're talking about and boring the other person, so I don't bring it up too much. My boyfriend loves Pokemon, we play it together. What pets do you have that resemble Pokemon? I don't know, I don't think Mimi resembles anything. She's very unique. I guess she'd resemble an Oshawott because she's basically a sea otter. What Pokemon do you hate the most? Ugh. I feel like hate is way too strong a word. I still don't like Lopunny. Sorry. It's just my taste. You can still like Lopunny and we'll be cool. I don't judge people that like Lopunny, I just don't personally like it. Which Eeveelution do you like the best? Vaporeon's been growing on me lately. Which Castform form is the best? Probably the rain form, just because rain was the first weather I used. I don't know, sun form might be useful too, because my sun team is much more functional than my rain team. Which Deoxys form is the best? I don't know if I have a favorite. I do have a funny story about Deoxys. Me and Jimmy, who is Nintendo Fan for the Win, would do random showdown battles back in Gen 5, and we'd have like randomized teams and things like that. So basically Challenge Cup. And every single time one of us would get a Deoxys, it would die to either a Weedle or a Metapod or some low-level bug-type Pokemon, and it would be pretty hilarious. Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres? Articuno was my favorite Pokemon for a long time, so Articuno. Lugia or Ho-Oh? I think I like Lugia better. I don't know. I really liked Lugia when I was a kid because of the second movie, and I used to like, every time I'd throw a penny in a fountain, I'd always wish for a holofoil Lugia card, so Lugia. Which two people will you tag? I'm going to tag Nintendo Fan for the Win, and actually I'm going to tag 3 people. Nintendo Fan for the Win, Renee Collects, and Emma Blackgray if she feels like doing this tag. So there you go. That is the Pokemon tag, and actually anybody who wants to do this tag can do it. Don't wait to be tagged, just go for it. Hopefully that answered some of your burning questions about my favorites, this and that. The ones I got a lot were my favorite type and my favorite region, so hopefully I stop getting those questions now. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Hoping that next week I won't be sick. If I am, then I'm probably not going to post anything. If I'm not, then I'm hopefully going to post an actual Pokemon video like I normally do. If I don't post next week, then I will post week after that with a regular Pokemon video, the type that you probably subscribe for. So thanks for watching. Stick around for more Pokemon videos. See ya!